This is my presentation on crew positions. The toughest part was choosing which positions I wanted to discuss. All are important and all are vital. So I went with my passion and I came up with the script writer and the costume designer. Let's talk about the script. Every script starts with an idea. And once you have that idea, you usually make an outline. And of course, write the initial script. But other duties that the script writer has is informing the art department and working with actors on their character. You might help the director choose a location and many other decisions. And the producer needs you. You may just have to cut a few scenes to make budget. I chose Quentin Tarantino as my script writer. He's famous for Pulp Fiction and Django and many other scripts that he has written. What I especially like about Quentin is his ability to multitask. Yes, he's a script writer, but he's also a director and a producer. But the thing that brings me out about Quentin Tarantino is his style. As a future script writer, I hope to have my own style like he does. Well, the costume designer is something that I am very, very passionate about. I hate watching movies where they just didn't do their research, they didn't understand what time period they're in, and even little pet peeves like seeing Nike tennis shoes on a Scottish warrior of the 15th century. But enough about my pet peeves. Let's talk about some of the duties of the costume designer. First of all, they've got to understand film, production, theater, marketing, and fashion. They've got to read the script and they've got to get a real strong feel for it before 100 meetings with directors and producers and art departments. And then the big task comes. They've got to design the costumes and the props. What are the swords going to look like? Our avatar, what color schemes are we going to use for the indigenous people? All these are important and big jobs, and of course accuracy is my pet peeve. I think the biggest skill set for a costume designer is overall knowledge of the industry and how the process works. Not only are you working in all 5 stages, those early stages are vital. Coming up with the right costumes that can go on the trailer or any marketing materials that are needed to help promote and raise funds for the movie. But you also have to understand everything from the era that the movie may be set in. You've got to do lots of research. You're constantly looking for props and costume materials. You're meeting with producers, so you have to know how they think and can you make their budget. You're working with directors. What do they want? Is it the same research and vision that the costume designer sees from their early work on the script? I chose as my costume designer Maze Rubio. Maze is famous for movies like Apocalypse, John Carter, Avatar, and of course the recent movie Warcraft. She is very flexible, is probably the greatest attribute I think she possesses. You look at the realistic view of Apocalypse and all the research into native Mayan culture, and then the Warcraft movie. The rendition of the orcs I thought was fabulous. That's what I think an orc looks like. Though I like the orcs in Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, this was my favorite rendition. I like her work. I like her flexibility. Maze Rubio is an outstanding costume William Brownell. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. Remember, anything is possible, and let's do this.